Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be mixing all of my foundations together. Now I saw that this was a trend recently where people are taking like all of their certain color foundations, like all of one shade, olive shades in light, porcelain. I saw the Taylor on YouTube do one where she mixed all of her ivory foundations together, and then I saw Jackie Aina do one where she mixed all her ebony foundations together. I think it was ebony, maybe she hasn't done that one yet, but she's done chestnut and maybe a couple others, but it's been going around. And this was also a trend a while back where people just mix like every single foundation they had together. And I know I'm a little late on the all foundation train, but I was going through my foundations and I was gonna do the ivory one because I was like without a doubt sure that I had so many ivory foundations. And then I go through my foundations and I'm like ivory, beige, porcelain, like I had so many different ones, and I don't have like a huge massive makeup collection. Like this is what we're looking at for foundations. I feel like I have more foundations than like a regular person that doesn't wear a lot of makeup, obviously, but I definitely don't have as much foundations as the beauty gurus out there. Also, I know I just did a foundation video, but this is not going to be a wear test. This is literally just going to be mixing all of them together to see what kind of shade I get and what the finish is going to look like on my face. Now, before we get into this video, go ahead and subscribe because you're here, might as well, obviously, and frankly, it's just rude and a little bit hurtful, honestly. You're already here, so why aren't you subscribing? And hit that notification bell because I upload new videos every Monday and every Friday, and you wouldn't want to miss an upload. And yes, there's a cat meowing and a dog barking in the background. I feel like I don't have to talk about this every time, but there's a lot of animals outside in my yard, and there's a lot of animal noises outside in my yard. I got the window open right now because it's a nice day. It's a nice day. I take it back. I take it all back. It is a beautiful day outside, but I literally just sat here for 5 minutes to wait this cat out from meowing because she never stops meowing. So I sat here for 5 minutes and I was like, okay, I'll let you have your meows. Okay, I'll let you get that out of your system because sometimes we all need that, but she doesn't stop. So even though it is a beautiful day outside, I had to close my window because that cat is just like non-stop meowing. And she's so sweet. She's the sweetest kitty ever, but she drives me crazy. For sure, 100% more of a dog person. But yeah, she just drives me completely up the wall because she meows from the moment she wakes up to the moment she goes to sleep at night. So window is closed, moving on with my day. Anyway, as I was saying, my social media handles will be listed in the description box below as always, so go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Snapchat. I've been a lot more active on Twitter lately, actually. I used to hate Twitter with a passion, but I've been kind of getting into it lately, so go ahead and follow me on that too. Okay, now we are going to get into the actual video and we're going to start mixing all of my foundations together. And let me just show you how white trash I am. We're going to mix them. We're going to mix them all on this paper plate. I should have got a plastic spoon to stir it up with. But yeah, I don't have like a mixing tray or anything fancy really to mix them on, so I figured the cleanest, best option would be a paper plate. And welcome to South Carolina. And all right, you're gonna discover that most of my foundations are 100% drugstore. I don't know how you can be like 50% drugstore. I have maybe 2, 3, I'm thinking 2. I have just a couple high-end foundations, and I'm gonna be honest, one of them I got a TJ Maxx, so I don't even know if it's real or not, but it looks nice. It's a little dark for me, but it looks nice. Anyway, I'm gonna start mixing now. Okay, we're gonna start with the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I haven't worn this foundation in so long. This is in the shade Light, and this is before they came out with like all their huge shade range. And let me tell you, this foundation is thick. It is thick, so I'm just gonna do 1 full pump of each foundation, and that is what we are looking at right now. So that's the Milani, and I will say I like this foundation a lot. I always forget about it, but it is literally full coverage. Like no other foundation in my drawer is as full coverage as this. In fact, I've never worn or put on my face a foundation that is as full coverage as this thing right here, and it's really beautiful actually. It really It wears really nicely, and I don't know, I just always forget about it. I need to wear this more. And the Conceal and Perfect, how it's a concealer and a foundation all in one, it really is. Let me do a little shaky because some of these have been sitting in here a while. This is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Longwear Illuminating Foundation. Good Lord, how long can you make a name for a foundation? I used to love this foundation a lot, and I would say it's still really good. It's not like one of my top favorite foundations, but it looks really pretty on the skin, and I would wear this again. But again, I have other foundations that I'm reaching for more often than this one, and this is in the shade Fair. And let me go ahead and do a little pumpy pump on this little plate here. Oh yeah, see the shade difference already. What is this? Fair, and what, that one was light. I would say that this one's darker. The other one has the light in the Milani had kind of a pinky undertone, and this one has more of a yellow, kind of leaning more towards neutral undertone, for sure. So there's that. Okay, moving on. While I'm in the LA Girl section, a little sugar. I have the white foundation, and yes, this counts. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little pump of the white one. I love using this one for like Halloween. One time I turned myself into a tiger, and this was really nice to use, and this was really nice when I did skull makeup. It really comes in handy, and it comes in handy a lot when you have a foundation that is too dark for you, and we'll get to those. All right, sticking in the LA Girl section, this is the Pro Matte HD High Definition Longwear Matte Foundation. So it's the same thing, but it's the matte foundation, and honestly, I haven't worn this a day in my life. I've heard so many good things about this foundation, and this is in the shade Natural, but I've not worn it yet. I got it before I found out I was pregnant, and I was like, this is gonna be a great foundation for the summertime. When I bought this, I was thinking, man, I get really kind of dewy and sweaty in the summertime, but I'm just regular me, and I'm not being pumped full of hormones. I have just like regular dry skin, and sometimes, and in the summer it can go into combination skin. And so I thought that this would be extremely useful to me. And then I got pregnant, and my skin has been the driest it has ever been in my life, and I have been scared away from everything matte. So no, I have not tried this yet. I actually had this in my cart on the Ulta website for a really long time, but then I went shopping. I think it was the Ulta, it was their sale that they have 2 times a year. I can't for the life of me remember what the name of it is right now. It's gonna come to me literally as soon as I cut the camera off, but it was in that sale. This wasn't in the sale, but I went into the store during that sale, and I saw this, and I'm so glad that I picked it up in the store, because I still want to try it out, but I'm so glad that I picked it up in the store versus online, because the foundation shades are so much easier to kind of recognize. On the website in my cart, I had this one and another shade. It was in between the Natural shade and Bisque. And this one definitely looks like it could be a good match for me. But Bisque, it looked like it could be something good for me on the website, but in person, it was literally orange in a bottle. And I understand needing orange, you know, kind of a orangey undertone if you have that type of skin tone. I understand that, but this was literally orange straight foundation in a bottle, and I was like, whoa, man. Anyways, I'm sorry I went off on that little tangent, but I'm glad that I picked it up in the store, and I look forward to trying you one day. Okay, Pumpy Pump number 4. Here we go. And I really don't have a lot of matte foundations. I have very little matte foundations because I love a good dew, but I think looking at the finish of this will be really interesting. Stay hydrated. Okay. Next is the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Makeup Healthy Glow with Vitamin Complex and Cranberry Water, and this is in the shade Fresh Ivory. This foundation was one of my favorites for a really long time. I would recommend this foundation to literally everybody. I also have forgot about this in my drawer, and there's other foundations that I like a whole lot more now, but I think I even did a video on this way back when I first started doing makeup videos, like really a while ago, which was probably like last year or something, but lots happened in between them. I'm a new person. It's been a long time. But yeah, this is my favorite foundation for literally the longest time, and I was like in love with this foundation, so maybe I need to try it out again. I think it might have been a little too pale for me. It probably was, but I loved it with my whole heart. Another pump. Yeah. Oh, that one looks so different. Look at, like, I don't know. It's the very top squiggle. It has so much texture compared to the other ones. Neat. So next is the Bourjois Paris Healthy Mix Foundation, and this is in the shade man, I can't find the shade. Anyways, this is a UK brand foundation, and I got it off of Amazon, and I got it per Kathleen Light's recommendations. She raved about this foundation for so long, and this was a really long time ago when she liked this foundation. I think she might still like it. She just don't use it anymore. But I got it for her recommendations, and it is literally such a beautiful, beautiful foundation. I love it so much. Again, I kind of forget about it, but I do bring it out more often than the other ones that I've forgotten about. And every time I wear it, it's just like absolutely like, it's so beautiful. I'm sad I can't find the shade on this, but we're gonna do the pump anyway. Here we go. Yes, all these are looking kind of similar. The ones on top are looking pretty similar. Sticking to a Bourjois, this is the Healthy Mix Serum, and this is in the shade Vanille. So same thing, this is just the serum foundation version. And again, this is absolutely stunning. I love this on my skin. It makes everything so smooth. It is really, really beautiful, and it makes my skin just look like I have like a natural glow from within. Every time I wear this, I really need to wear it more, and I'm excited that this video is getting me excited about my foundations that I've forgotten all about. Okay, pump, pump, pump. Yes. Okay, so that looks exactly the same as the Bourjois regular foundation, so I'm assuming that that foundation was in the shade Vanille also. Awesome. Yes. Okay, now this foundation is the number 7 Stay Perfect Foundation. This says it's for all skin types, and it has a medium coverage. And I want to say that this is a matte foundation. If not, it's like a satiny finish, but I want to say that it's a matte foundation. And I never wear this because I feel like it's too dark for me, or at least when I got it, which was a while ago. Like, it's not expired, I don't think, but it was a while ago when I got it, and I didn't wear it because I felt like it was way too dark for me. But maybe things have changed, who knows? Let's pump it out and see. Ooh, it's not like crazy dark. Maybe I was just wearing like too light of foundations, because that Essence foundation that I love so much, it was like kind of ghostly on me, so maybe I just wasn't very good at a foundation match back then. But I mean, it looks a little bit darker than I would regularly go for. I can see myself wearing this. I think I'm gonna try it out. Not today, obviously. I'm trying out all of my foundations today, but I think I'm gonna keep this to the side and make myself try this. All right, I have one other number 7 foundation, and this is the Lift and Illuminate foundation. Yay! And I cannot find the foundation shade for the life of me, but I want to say that this was like in Cool Vanilla or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but it's definitely one of the lighter shades that you could find, and it is a tinge bit dark for me, but it's not like crazy dark noticeable. And I really, really, really enjoy this foundation. Honestly, I don't wear it enough because this foundation is bomb. Little bit thick. I always forget about how thick it is, but thick or no thick, I but thick or no thick, I really love this foundation. It has it's Lift and Illuminate, so it has a really luminous dewy finish, which I completely adore. I love being dewy. I just feel like that look is really healthy and beautiful. I love being sweaty, but like not actually sweaty. I don't like being like actually sweaty. I just like looking like I have a lot of moisture going on in this realm, and this foundation gives it to me. Love this foundation. I can't remember if it sinks into lines or not, but honestly I think all foundations sink into lines maybe a little bit. But yeah, good foundation. I love how when I close the window the cat stops meowing so that I can't enjoy the beautiful day outside. But I bet you if I were to open this window again, the cat would start meowing again. So as much as I want to, I'm not going to test it out anymore. I'm just going to say that really irritates me. Next, we're going to start getting into my L'Oreal foundations. And I have to say, I feel like L'Oreal makes a pretty good foundation. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup Foundation. Oh my goodness. UPS guys here. Every 50 dogs out in my yard is going up the wall. So we're just going to let this man pass in peace, and then I will continue. Okay, let me catch my breath here. I had to run outside and grab the packages because it's makeup, and I don't necessarily want makeup to melt out in the 100-degree weather outside. So I went outside to bring it in, and now I am extremely out of breath because I'm pregnant, and everything makes me out of breath. From the moment that I've learned I'm pregnant, I am out of breath and I can't breathe. Moving on, and back to this L'Oreal Lumi foundation. This I used to love so much. I did have an issue with it, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but this is in the shade Porcelain / Light Ivory. So this is porcelain and ivory together. I felt like the finish of this was absolutely beautiful, but I can't wear it that much. And when I do wear this, I have to take really extra good care of my skin, scrub my skin really good. Not that I don't, but I have to do an extra round of everything because this foundation makes me break out in little white bumps if I don't. Like, it makes me break out everywhere, and I don't know what the problem is, but I love the finish of this so much, and I wish I could wear it more. Yes. It's a little bit warmer, but as this says, it's warm. But yeah, everything's looking kind of similar. And we still have plenty of foundations to go. Since I am kind of staying in the one brand realm, I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and this is in the shade Nude Beige, and this is definitely a bit dark for me, but I kind of like it that way. This foundation is absolutely beautiful. It's definitely one of my top favorite foundations. I love this so much. Every time I wear this, my skin is extra dewy and extra beautiful, extra glowy, extra everything. It's just extra, okay? It's just extra. And I love this foundation. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I can't say beautiful enough when talking about this foundation. There's no pump marker, so I'm just gonna kind of stop there. Oh my gosh, if you have dry skin and you've never tried this foundation, pick it up. Oh my gosh, pick it up. You will love it. The next L'Oreal foundation that I have is the Infallible Pro Matte, and this is in the shade 103 Natural Buff. Honestly, I never wear the Pro Matte. I've tried it on. I recently decluttered like a crap ton of my makeup, and that's going to be coming in an upcoming video, so stay tuned. Remember, subscribe. I did recently declutter a lot of my foundations, and there were some of these that I like literally never wear, so I had to go through my foundations and try them on and test and see which ones that I wanted to keep. And this one passed. Even with my chronically dry skin, this one passed, and I feel like there is still potential in this, even though I do have dry skin. But I feel like this would be a really nice like oil control foundation when I do get that kind of natural sweatiness back in my skin. I feel like, and this is not a foreshadow, it's just a prediction, I feel like I'm really gonna like the finish of this. Oh my gosh, I almost scratched. I have an itch on my eyebrow, and I almost forgot that I had my eyebrows on, so I was like, I'm so glad I stopped myself because I feel like my brows look really nice today, and I would have cried 1,000 tears. Do you ever just forget that you're wearing makeup and then you like go in and then you pull your hand back and see the makeup and you're like, yeah, me too. I have one more L'Oreal foundation to talk about, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation, and it is not a dewy foundation. It is not a matte foundation. It is an in-between foundation. It's for a natural finish, and a lot of people on YouTube are talking about how much they love this foundation, and I feel like if I had less chronically dry skin that I would like this a lot. Every time I wear this, it's nice, but it's not like blow me away nice, you know what I'm saying? I can kind of see it a little bit sitting on top of my skin, and I feel like, okay, this foundation is very pale on me. I did a very bad job at picking my foundation shade for this one, so I feel like if I got a darker shade, or at least the correct shade, that it would probably look a little bit better on my skin, because lighter foundations tend to show a lot more as far as texture and all that. I feel like that could be the problem with this, but also it's just not like, wow, you know what I mean? So shout out to one of my lightest foundations. The next foundation that I have, and I lost the cap to this. I'm usually pretty good about finding my caps and putting them back on, but I can't find the cap to this anywhere. It's like it literally disappeared into the universe. It's gone, and I'm never gonna see it again. But this is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundations, and this is another foundation that is one of my favorites. I love this foundation so much. It's completely dewy and beautiful on my skin, and it actually wears a good bit of time. It's not like so dewy that it's gonna break apart within a short time frame. It is really pretty. It has a really great coverage, especially for dewy foundations, because those kind of foundations tend to not have like the greatest coverage. It's in the shade Classic Ivory. This is the lightest shade, or at least when I bought this is with, I'm gonna have a stroke. This was the lightest shade that they had in the store, and this shit is dark. You know what I mean? Like, for me, this is a really dark shade, and I really hope, I don't know, I haven't looked it up at all. I haven't been in the store and looked at this section at all, but I really hope that they expanded the shade range on this, because for this to be the lightest shade, I'm gonna tell you right now, pump. That is the, okay, that's the only CoverGirl foundation that I have, so I'm moving right along to the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation, and this was my favorite foundation of all time for the longest time, and honestly, I went blurry for a second. Hello. I don't know if it's necessarily my like #1 top of the line favorite foundations, but if it's not #1, it's #2. Let me tell you that. Honestly, Flower Beauty, there's only one product that I've ever been disappointed in by them, and I'm still kind of devastated by that moment, because Flower Beauty in my eyes can do literally no wrong, and I will talk about that in an upcoming video. But Flower Beauty is literally perfection. If you have not tried anything from this brand, you need to go out and try it, because you can definitely overlook it when you're shopping in the drugstore section, but Flower Beauty makes some of the best products at the drugstore, like hands down, period. And this foundation is no exception. It's so beautiful. It's so dewy, but I would say like any skin type can wear this foundation. It has a pretty decent shade range, I would say. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to go check it out online, so don't at me on that. It's also full coverage, and it doesn't feel makeup-y. It doesn't look makeup-y. It's a little bit thicker, like it's not crazy thick, but it's a little bit thicker, but it does not feel thick or heavy whatsoever on your skin. The only issue that I have with this foundation is that after a long period of time, and this wears literally forever without breaking up on your skin, forever, but the only issue that I have is after a long period of time, after like hours and hours and hours, the day is done, it's time to take your makeup off, but you're not taking your makeup off because you're going out to eat. I have a smile line crease right here beside my mouth, just on this side. It doesn't crease on my forehead that bad, it just gets really caked up in that line, but this is like hours and hours of wear. But other than that, this foundation is like beautiful. Oh, what would this video be without a Flower Bound and a Flower Beauty pump? Did you hear my stroke just then? Did you hear it? Oh, my nose won't stop itching. I hate it when this happens. This happens way too often to me. And the wives' tale is that if your nose won't stop itching, you're getting a visitor. and that usually comes true for me. But please no visitors, I like being alone. I don't need my nose to itch right now. Next is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation Fond de Teint Soft Beige Drux. I don't know what these words are. This is obviously another language and I'm trying to read it. This is the Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Soft Beige. This was also one of my favorite foundations for a really long time. It's not necessarily one of my favorites now, but it's still a it's still a really it's still a really pretty foundation, if you know what I'm saying. Ooh, she been sitting for a minute. She not expired, but she been sitting and been lonely because this bottle is crusted at the top, but she's still a beautiful foundation, and honestly every time I think about her I want to try her again. I also have the CoverAll Cream Foundation. This is in the shade Fair Clair. That was a fast little squeezy there. That shows that I literally never use this foundation, but it's alright. This is the Mega Cushion Foundation, and this is in the shade Light Ivory. It's such a pretty foundation. I think I'm just gonna take this and kind of like push some out on the plate. And moving right along, this is the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation, and this is in the shade LC1. It doesn't have like a complete shade name, but this has one of those doe foot applicators, and a lot of people like this foundation. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but the people who do talk about it really seem to like it, and it's all right to me. Next, I have the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundations. What? A high-end brand in my collection? What's that? Nah fam, I got this shit at TJ Maxx. I don't even know if it's real or not, and I wish I knew. Honestly, I don't know how you tell what's real and what's not at TJ Maxx. It kind of makes me nervous. I bought a brush set from e.l.f. one time from there, and it turned out to be fake, so now I'm like kind of worried about all TJ Maxx items. This foundation is extremely dark. They literally never have any kind of foundation shade that is my shade. Like, look how dark this is compared to everything else. This is in the shade medium, so this is like really dark, so if I want to wear this I have to mix it, but it's so pretty, so pretty. Now I'm gonna go into my Maybelline foundations, and they're the last category of foundations that I have. This is the Matte and Poreless, and this is in the shade 125. This is a really nice foundation. Literally every skin type can wear this, and it's $5 or $6 at the drugstore. It's a really beautiful foundation. Dry skin, dewy skin, you can do it. And this is the exact same foundation, and this is in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. This is the Dewy Smooth version, and it's in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. Okay, so that is literally every foundation that I own, except for the ones that I'm physically unable to put into this mix. I'm just gonna take the end of this clean brush and just stir it up. It's not very thick, and it's not extremely liquidy, and the tone looks very nice. So I'm gonna do one side with the brush and one side with the sponge, and again, this isn't gonna be a wear test. I'm not gonna put on the rest of my makeup. I'm literally just gonna put on this foundation, and then I'm gonna be editing the rest of the day. But I really just wanted to try this out and see the finish and the effect of all my foundations mixed together. I got my sponge, and here's my brush. Okay, thoughts. I feel like this is nice It's not my best looking foundation. I mean, it's literally all of my foundations mixed together, and if I wanted my best foundation, I would just pick it out. And I feel like the result of this is because of the few mattes in there mixed out, which is really interesting because I have a whole lot more dewy than I do matte. The shade match, even though it oxidized, is nice, which I saw that come in because when they all blended together, it looked like a nice shade match, and they weren't really too far off from each other anyway. It is a solid natural finish. If it was bottled into its own foundation, I would wear this again. It's light, buildable to medium coverage, and I don't know, there's just something about, let me zoom you in so you can see what I'm talking about. Now that we are all zoomed in close up and personal, I can still see like everything peeking through my skin, and that's why I say it's light, and it is a bit buildable because I did get to build it up some. I just didn't want to add any more and make it look cakey because I have a ton of texture on my skin because of my skin being so dry. And I can definitely tell the matte in here is affecting this, and I didn't want it to become too cakey because I could tell that it would get kind of like bunchy in this area if I kept building it up. But what I do like a lot is that it's not bunched up on my nose, and I'm in desperate need to do like a charcoal mask at least on my nose area because my pores are so clogged up right now. So the fact that it's not sitting on top of my skin, on my nose area specifically, and looking like makeup is like a huge win. The result, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. That is enough examination. I think I've pretty much gotten my full thoughts. I am curious as to how this would wear. Maybe I'll try this again another day. Maybe I'll mix it up and let you know how it wears. But right now I'm gonna take this off my face because all I'm gonna be doing is sitting around the house and editing for the rest of the day, so there's no need to have just makeup just sitting on my face, you know what I mean. I was just curious as to how it would look once I mixed all my foundations together, and this is the result. Okay, so that is it for this video. That is all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me in the comments below if you like this video what you think about this finish. Have you mixed all your foundations before? If so, let me know in the comments below and let me know how it went for you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I think I already may have said that, but yeah, give it a thumbs up anyway. Subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed already. Follow me on my other social medias, links in the description box, because I upload every Monday and every Friday. I will see you guys on Monday because this is Friday. This is Friday, right? Yeah. I'll see you on Monday. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, cool. Yes. Now, shit. It looked like a all right, I'll put that. Excuse me. It's funny how everything is a different foundation name. It's bitch. Video is literally gonna be 1,000,000 years long. All right. Bye.